Guys, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you're watching from. Please like, subscribe, and share. Hit the subscribe button right here. Thank you.
Man is a political animal. That's why we all have our views on politics. Political View comes to you at Ebonade 103.5 FM with Martin Ifan is here every Monday, 3 o'clock p.m. to 4:30 p.m. and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. It's all about the day-to-day activities in the Nigerian political space. Views of political actors from various political parties on political process, views of labor leaders, and most importantly, your views. Views of the common Nigerian. Tune in to Ebonade 103.5 FM or you join online via mixlr.com/gistfm every Monday and Saturday. What are your political views? Keep a bet.
Gets the promise of a rosy 2024. Good afternoon and welcome to Political Views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. I am Martin Ifan Ekezie. Well, on this edition of Political Views, the New Year edition, amidst the resignation of the Rivers Speaker loyal to Governor Fubara, the Rivers State Governor says he is the winner of in the Rivers crisis. We have a lot to talk about this afternoon on Political View at the 103.5 FM. Let me bring you up to speed in the happenings in our political space this afternoon. The headlines. Latest Plateau killings, not farmer headers clashes. Governor Mufwang. I am happy Tinubu increased the fuel pump price. Buhari. Edo 2024, PDP cautioned against imposition of candidates. Rivers crisis. The winner, Fubara, mocks critics. You will witness unprecedented infrastructure development 2024. APC will take over Rivers in 2027, says Okocha. Tinubu governors promise rosy yay amid hardship. As we go into the details, remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 080 9666 You can join us on Facebook at Ebonade 103.5 FM. Drop your comment on the comment section of the live video. You can equally stream us online via mixlr.com/gisfm. And the first story we have for you this afternoon, Rivers crisis. I am the winner. Fubara mocks critics. Less than 24 hours after his staunch ally and Speaker of House of Assembly resigned as a lawmaker and as Speaker, the governor of Rivers State, Simi Fubara, has promised that no political crisis will be able to shorten the term of his administration. Fubara reassured that he is not arrogant about his dedication to offering excellent leadership despite the opposition to his administration's attempts to crush the spirit of the Rivers people and stop development's rapid pace. He urged the people of Rivers not to let the current crisis depress them, since nothing would prevent him from properly managing the state's affairs. On New Year's Eve in 2024 in Opobo, Nkoro, local government area, Governor Fubara said this during the crossover church service at St. Paul's Archdeaconry Parish in Opobo town. He said, "What they want is this red bureau, but it is still with me. We are the winners because we are still signing the red bureau. As long as we are signing with the red bureau, development will continue in River State." Governor Fubara emphasized that nothing will prevent his government from reaching its goals, since God alone will provide the grace to finish the construction process on which its basis is firmly established. The governor emphasized that he will not give up on working for the benefit of the state, citing that River State has already established a development strategy and a degree of progress until 2024. Sir Fubara sent his appreciation to President Bola Tinubu for his fatherly intervention in aiding the process of restoring peace in Rivers State. And the next story we have for you this afternoon, let us play two killings, not farmer headers clashes. Governor Mutfwang. Plateau State Governor Caleb Mutfwang has said that the latest series of attacks in the state were cases of terrorism and not farmer headers clashes. In his New Year message, Governor Mutfwang described the recent attacks on communities in Bokus and Bakin Ladi, local government area of the state, as Christmas genocide. He wrote, "I welcome you to 2024, our year of hope in the midst of conflict, our year of deliverance, restoration, and progress. While it is true that we ended the 2023 year on a sad note because of the many precious lives we lost, including but not limited to over 400 between April and June 2023, as well as the over 160 in the recent Christmas genocide. These unprovoked and simultaneous attacks in different villages were clearly premeditated terrorism and must be seen and handled in a manner if we must succeed in halting this wanton destruction of lives and property. For the avoidance of that, it is a misrepresentation of facts to dismiss and unprovoked attacks on our people as a former header clash, as as always been the traditional narrative. Let us call a spade a spade. This is simple genocide, he stated. Still on the happenings in our political space this afternoon, Edo 2024, PDP cautioned against imposition of candidates. Ahead of the Edo State 2024 governorship election, a chieftain of the People's Democratic Party in Isan Central Local Government Area, Chief Matthew Emioye, has said that the party must tread carefully and avoid the political debacle between FCT Minister Yeson Wike and his political godson, Governor Simi Fubara, by not imposing candidates on the party. He also denied being part of any meeting with the governor where Asu Igadalo was considered as the likely candidate of the party and called on Governor Godwin Obaseki not to make the mistake of fielding a stranger if his intention is to win the governorship race. The Ituan of Esan Land, who drummed the support for the candidacy of Barrister Anselm Joshua, an aspirant for the party's ticket, said he had it on good authority that Obaseki urged Ojeswa to join the governorship race. He said, yes, the governor has the right to support anyone, but he must be in tandem with the leaders of the party. He cannot do it alone the way he is going. He can express interest in anybody, just as he also expressed interest in the candidacy of Ojeswa, because I know he asked him to enter the race. I don't know if he told other people the same way he told Ojeswa. Obaseki should tread carefully whom he supports. You see, this problem of godfatherism is not paying anymore, especially with what is presently going on in River State. We don't want a situation where 2 months after the election, they will start to fight. If that happens, it will be worse than what is happening between Wike and Fubara. And the next story we have for you this afternoon. I am happy Tinubu increased the fuel pump price. Buhari has said that he was happy when incumbent President Bola Tinubu jetted up the petrol pump price on May 29, 2023. He said the decision would reduce the number of visitors he receives in his native Daura town in Katsina State. People kept visiting him, but when Tinubu increased the price of fuel, he rejoiced because he expected the visits to decline. He also spoke about the menace of drug abuse in Katsina, saying the problem must be confronted head-on and defeated for present and future generation. A nation's greatness is measured by how it safeguards its people. Our youths represent our valued assets, and protecting their well-being is crucial for our nation's future. We can't afford to watch as drug abuse dismantle their potential and the country's future. I urge all of us to unite and act decisively against drug abuse in the state, he said. Still on the stories making rounds our political space this afternoon, 2024, you will witness unprecedented infrastructure development in Ogun. Abiodun assures residents. 2024, you will witness unprecedented infrastructure development in Ogun. Abiodun assures residents. Governor Dapo Abiodun of Ogun State has called on the people of the state to embrace year 2024 with a renewed hope, saying that his administration is working hard to make life bearable for them. Abiodun congratulated the people for making it into the new year, assuring that his administration would redouble its efforts towards meeting their needs. The governor pledged to step up his efforts with sincerity, humility, and integrity, while also promising to govern with unwavering dedication, equity, inclusiveness, and accountability while upholding the rule of law. He made the call in his New Year message broadcast to the people of the state, recalling that 2023 had been a challenging year for many Nigerians as a result of the precarious economic situation in the country. He, however, lauded the people for remaining steadfast despite all odds. He said in 2023, we faced numerous challenges, but together we were resolute, focused, and we emerged united and stronger. I want to express my heartfelt appreciation to you, the good citizens and residents of Ogun State, for your unwavering support, cooperation, resilience, and unflinching loyalty. Reflecting on the journey so far, Governor Abiodun emphasized that his government has achieved significant milestones, covering substantial grounds across the state, assuring that all ongoing projects will be completed while new frontiers will be opened under the ISEA mantra, even in the face of global socio-economic challenges. The next story we have for you this afternoon, APC will take over Rivers in 2027, says Okocha. Chairman of the caretaker committee of the All Progressives Congress APC in Rivers State, Chief Tony Okocha, has declared that the target of the party's leadership in the state is to take over the state government come 2027. Okocha made the declaration yesterday when the forum of former APC local government chairman paid him a solidarity visit at his residence in Port Harcourt. The APC caretaker committee chairman reaffirmed that the party under his leadership will run an all-inclusive administration. He thanked the former LGA party chairman for the visit and promised to carry everybody along in the affairs of the party. Earlier in his speech, the coordinator of the forum, Honorable Frank Aribudo, said they decided to visit Okocha to pledge their solidarity, support, and total loyalty to him. Aribudo assured him of the forum's readiness to work with the APC caretaker committee chairman in repositioning the party ahead of the upcoming elections. He commended Okocha on his exceptional leadership prowess, which is already yielding good results in Rivers State APC. And the next story we have for you this afternoon, Nigerians have been enjoyed to be more positive about the new year as President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, state governors, political parties, and other leaders have pledged to play their constitutional roles to make Nigeria more peaceful and prosperous in 2024. In separate messages to citizens to herald the new year was a transitional year that saw a peaceful transfer of power to his administration. He reiterated his commitment to revamp the economy. He stated they were necessary to save Nigeria from fiscal catastrophe. Tinubu sympathized with citizens over the high cost of living and inflation and promised that his administration is now poised to accelerate service delivery across sectors. Part of his speech, the task of building a better nation and making sure we have a Nigerian society that cares for all her citizens is the reason I ran to become your president. It was the core of my renewed hope campaign message, on the basis of which you voted for me as president. Every time I have done everything I have done in office, every decision I have taken, every trip I have undertaken outside the shores of our land since I assumed office on May 29th, 2023, have been done in the best interest of country. The next story we have for you this afternoon, Soludo seeks support from Anambra residents. The Anambra State Governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, has described 2024 as a year of changing the gears of development in the state and the country at large. He therefore stressed the need for unity and collaboration among the people of the state. In his New Year's message at the Governor's Lodge, Amobia, on Monday, Soludo reflected on the challenges faced by the state and the country in 2023 and expressed optimism for the future. The governor highlighted the resilience of the people of the state, acknowledging the sacrifices made by everyone and praying for God's grace. He said, "We have noted the state's efforts in implementing measures to address challenges in the past year. The year 2024 is critical and pivotal in accelerating change by government at all levels. We emphasize a need for unity and collaboration among the Anambra and Nigerians alike. The people must work together towards the shared vision of a prosperous and productive state and the country at large." Still on our political space this afternoon, why 2024 budget was increased by 1.27 trillion naira. Chairman, House of Representatives Committee on 27 trillion naira. He said the decision was informed by the pledge of government-owned enterprises to increase their revenue in the new fiscal year. The legislators passed 28.7 trillion naira as a budget for this year. The federal government had presented a 27.5 trillion naira. Bishi said, "We had a meeting with the GOEs. We believe that their submissions are not enough. They have agreed to increase their revenue. That is how we are able to get that 1.2 trillion naira, which we applied to capital. This is the first time the capital component is bigger than recurrent. I believe this budget is brilliant, fine, and Nigerians will see a lot of impact of the 28.7 trillion naira appropriation bill. 1 billion was allocated to statutory transfer. Recurrent expenditures got 8 billion. 9 billion went to capital expenditure, while debt servicing received 8 billion naira. The panel had been requesting agencies to boost their revenue generation. However, of 21.4% for 2024 unrealistic. In an interview with newsmen yesterday in Abuja, observed amendments within the original 27.5 trillion naira submitted by the arm of the government. The increase by 1.2 trillion naira was largely on account of the upward adjustment in the exchange rate for 750 naira to 800 naira to the dollar. A sustainable basis for any increase ought to have been an increase in the forecast for non-oil revenues. According to Owaleke, overall, the 2024 budget holds a lot of promise for the economy if well implemented. And the next story we have for you this afternoon, 2024 holds renewed vigor in poverty alleviation. Beta Edu assures Nigerians. Dr. Beta Edu, Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, has assured Nigerians that vigor in tackling poverty and humanitarian crisis among the poor by her media aid citizens not to despair because all vulnerable people would experience toward pulling the poor Nigerians from poverty in the year 2024 in line with President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. This new year, 2024, holds a great promise for Nigeria's economy under the great leadership of our President Bola Tinubu, who is committed to rejuvenate or to rejuvenation of the economy. I do solemnly assure you that the economic rejuvenation of our country will positively rub off on the poor and vulnerable amongst us. Mr. President has already given us the mandate to pull 50 million Nigerians out of poverty in the next 42 months, and we have the unwavering drive to meet this target 100%, she said. The minister also said that the various social intervention schemes of the federal government being implemented by the ministry was already yielding positive results because a lot of beneficiaries across the country have been testifying to a new lease of life and economic independence. In no distant time, we will roll out various programs that will enable the ministry to meet with the set target, including End Hunger Program, Code Nigeria, and many more others aimed at pulling millions of Nigerians out of poverty, the minister said. The next story we have for you this afternoon, Nigerians hopeful amid failed promises on lingering problems. Against the backdrop of tougher projections for the new year, economists and allied professionals have said Nigerians could be given a soft landing with the right policy formulation, ruthless implementation, as well as a clear departure from the fiscal indiscipline that marked the previous year. From the energy sector to capital market and maritime to labor, the economy seems to trajectory could be the pivot to a clean slate to begin a new growth. The caveat is that the authorities would need to be intentional in charting the new course. They have called on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who will mark his first anniversary in May, to provide the much needed exemplary leadership to steer the country from collapse and prevent the current doom loop. Already, the federal government spends almost 100% of its retained revenue servicing its debt, which accounts for a larger part of the outstanding 87.9 trillion naira. Tinubu lamented the cost of debt servicing last weekend when he appealed to the Senate to approve securitization of the outstanding 7.388 trillion naira Central Bank of Nigeria overdraft to the government in addition to 22.7 trillion naira earlier restructured. Besides the debt overhang, the government is also battling with a worrisome headline inflation, which has hit 28.2%, low and falling public revenue, a challenged labor market that is turbocharged by exciting companies, conflict between the organized labor as well as government, among other issues. Of course, not one of the challenges has gone with last year. Subject matter experts, however, think new approaches and more creative handling could make some differences in how the issues affect the people and perhaps set the stage for trend reversal. The Petroleum Industry Act was the biggest issue last year, but the legislation was short of its full weight for lack of full implementation. This year, stakeholders expect full implementation of the law. They also expect decisive actions in the electricity sector, full deregulation of the downstream petrol sector, as well as an increase in oil production in 2024. Energy expert Professor Wumi Iladere said the full implementation of PIA remained the key instruments to turn the oil sector in 2024. And the last story we have for you this afternoon, before you can call in and tell us what to think of all of this, greater accomplishments will happen in 2024. Sanwo-Olu, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State has assured Nigerians, in particular Lagos residents, of bigger and greater accomplishments in year 2024. Sanwo-Olu, in his new Kosile on Sunday, urged residents to be hopeful and continue to lead committed to making life better and more prosperous for all residents in the new year. The governor charged the Lagos residents more prosperous for all residents in the new year. The governor charged the Lagos residents to remain hopeful of greater prosperity that will be recorded in the country and Lagos in particular. According to him, the current administration will be recorded in the country and Lagos in particular. According to him, the current administration at the federal and state levels will continue to tackle myriad challenges facing the state and the nation. Bigger and greater accomplishments will happen across different sectors in line with the team's agenda in year 2024. I wish every Lagosian a happy and prosperous new year. We are thankful to God for the grace to see the new year, and we welcome 2024 with hope and faith, he said. Well, there you have it. You can see that all the issues we are trying to address from last year did not go away with last year. We are in 2024 and we still have those issues to talk about. Fubara versus Wike, a lot, But one thing is sure, promises from all the governors, most especially the governor of Anambra State, making promise that 2024 will be a better year for Anambra and Nigeria, and the president as well, giving the same promise. What is your take on all of this? Remember that you can join us on Facebook, 3.5 FM. Drop your comment on the comment section of the live video. You can stream us online via mixlr.com/gistfm. Send us WhatsApp or SMS on 0096661035. Let's hear from you now. Call us on 070-3445-9334 or 070-4559-2210. Let's hear from you now. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon, my brother. How are you doing?
Happy New Year.
I wish you the same. Where are you calling us from, Odogu, today?
From Monitor.
Okay, please go on, sir. Poverty.
50 million. Okay, you buy change. But 215. Opposite every year in a chain. I don't know, I can't know. If you go ekwela akwụna n'ebe onweghị oredi onye ọ na-agagwa onwe eziokwu mana ụmụ ihe a na-asị na akwụkwọ afọ ihe n'ọkụ ọkpụkpụ n'ọkụ Chineke akwụpụgo Naijiria n'ọkụ kemgbe ka ihe Naijiria na-eji na abaja ha na abaji bush coming to Governor Lagos State maka President Nigeria Lai Biden mana onweghị Lai Biden ihe afọ abụọ na court na justice. God suppose the people they follow this manner. I can make it and feel behind and they move like it is men are just. I thought the Doka now wife. After that saying bandit. Someone will kill bandit. He said that got all friends terrorist. I say no bandit. And you know coming back and you here. I don't know bandit. Bandit. And I think that minority times when you have hey, they are subscribe. I want to
anyway, it is your opinion. Achọbụ m ka njụọ gị na ị na-alụlụ Chineke PA iji wee nọdụ mgbe ọkpụpụ Nigeria n'ọkụ at all. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Thank you so much. And that's the much we can take from you. With all of this that is happening, we need to talk about our challenges the right way, addressing it, to solve the issue and not to, bring or to look down on our nation. We need to we need to be part of the nation building, and then at the end of the day you blame the media too. The media is doing it. We report what we see. That's just the thing. And when we say bandits, it might not just be Fulani. Some people do things in this country aside from the Fulani people. There are bad Fulani people, there are good Fulani people, there are bad other people, other tribes in Nigeria, and there are good ones as well. So whenever we are addressing these things, no need for us to be tribalistic or tribal bigots at the end of the day. What is your take on all that is going on in our political space this evening? Let's hear from you now. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening. Hi, thank God, Martin.
Welcome, my brother. After getting this up, I can Gabaniru. Okay. Gabaniru.
I wish for our Fulana acquiring over that. Buhari I follow. Atimubu, Buhari I follow. I don't know case Buhari book. Or you were about to terrorists over that. I wasn't yet happy because of pump prices. Now visitors, now they visit here.
Yeah. And I since and I had a visit to I say visit there.
If Gonia, because of Norman and Nandi and Asata, we get mining now play for me home over that. We can ask the way anyhow. That room will be that. Oh, Buhari, the terrorism over there. Why do you corrupt to me or Johnny, you know, over that with the light?
Why do you cook on your trap?
Tinubu ekwusigo ihe niile na ọgwọchigo Naijiria okwu niile ọ ya agwa Naijiria ihe fọdụrụ Naijiria take over. Ọ bụ na Naijiria ma ife ha jikọọ ihe niile Tinubu na-ekwu n'ụzọ ha maka ọjọọ ọrụ. Naijiria ka ọ dịzi alụ anyị wapụ mkpụrụ ụwa anyị ndị Naijiria chọrọ idozi obodo anyị. Anyị waka ọ dịzara ikonyi.
Dozibo obodo anyị. Is that what you're saying? Dozibo obodo anyị.
Dozie obodo anyị maka chi. Ndị Igbo mụkwara ya nekwe Nnamdị Kanụ, ndị Igbo mụkwara ya nekwe Nnamdị Kanụ, nekwe Peter Obi, ka anyị niile tikọọ n'aka ọnụ.
Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Thank you so much, my brother. Yes, once again, 07034459334 or 07045592210. Remember that we're also talking about, what is going on, the political crisis in Rivers in the issue. The speaker who is loyal to him, that he is the winner in the political crisis in Rivers State. Or 07045592210. Hello. Okay, please call back 07034459334 or 07045592210. Let's hear from you now. Hello. Yes, good evening. Welcome.
Good evening. My name is Frank.
Okay, where are you calling us from? Okay, please go on.
Yeah. What I'm saying in the country is that there have been too much promises.
Okay.
What he has done from the first time he came to office, he promised to remove the subsidy. And yet he has no intention of anything. And render many masses suffering up and down. So I don't know what they are planning for this country. But they are already doing it already.
Why do you think so?
And you can see,
why do you say so? About them.
Because there is a way to look at the country. Look at what they are doing. Look at what they do. Look at the single solution. Look at what is happening, the crisis that is happening. They're not planning anything. They're only focusing on one tribe. I'm especially with people. They're only focusing on one. But they don't even have any intention for that is just the case. There are people that want to launder our money and spend the money and walk away. They're taking money from his own issue. So as soon as you are then, it's kind of doing anything. Look at what is happening.
Okay, I spoke with one SND yesterday, and we talked about this pulling down of buildings and all of that. And he said one thing. He said that Igbo people are not good at, buying properties with documents. Do you agree with him?
I don't agree with him.
You don't agree with him? And he says, he said like at least 80% of property.
Right, because about infrastructure. I saw how far people are living in people. You know, people are living in the local. People say that they will construct it on the house. To use the social anything like demolition. These people, the target was the target.
Okay, so when he said it, when he in Anambra State, that I should go and verify proper, they should at least maybe present compensation to the people who are affected so far, right?
Thank you. What a normal sense can do.
Okay, thank you so much for speaking with us this evening. And then this issue of Fubara, what do you have to say about it? He's saying that he is winning, but at the same time, the speaker that is working with him resigned. Fubara, the governor of Rivers State. Okay. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this evening, my brother. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Yes, it is still political views on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. Let's hear from you right about now. What do you have to say about all of this? Hello.
Hello,
welcome, my sister. Keke, man. Happy New Year. No, Happy New Year.
I would say the same.
Okay, Gabaniru.
I'm one of the one year and over man-made problem go.
Okay.
My friend is not man-made problem first subsidy is gone. If you say you want a plan to you na payment, my work welfare subsidy. We let them money work for. Nigeria to where? We let them work in a civil. Nigeria where? We let them about Nigeria. Who are they can have a China where they are? Makana open on a family in Kenya. Who are any of us over the rocket and out one drop on a book of Fulham, and a boy up. One sort of cat out. No one in any book now near to get a good day because no 1 million Mamacana play up. You and I, you 1.5 billion. Hearing out the cow and the talent of the living here. You and I, you 1.5 billion. Hearing out the cow and the talent of the living here. But the poor one of women. Ministers say all of that the first 8 ministers do their role. Actually, they have bulletproof cars. 160 million, 160 million. Then, and I didn't know what you do to idea. Yeah, I was on wedding. Now, wedding to the young to be a poor cobia. And to be a son, I want you to go. Oh, you are poor, not in China, I will let go. Because what can you go on about it? What going on now? We have to be cut out to send them out.
Hello, Omtego, please. 92210. Adipamumma. Apa gị na-ebisi agba o? Adipamumma. Apa gị na-ebisi agba o?
Okay, I want you to call you about that.
Biko Gabaniru, sir. Happy New Year.
I wish you well, my brother.
Okay.
Okay. Because you never know not that we are I don't know, but let us be honest.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, man, I'm blaming you. After somebody with a political joggers from left Obama himself. Oh, yeah, I seen it in somebody who put Anambra when he was a governor. Also, after I put Anambra, when you agree in somebody, agreement is agreement. Whatever you say, no, I will not do it, I will not do it. That is political, that carry the people because politics is between the people. Because it is between the people. Somebody may say, this and clean someone. Make sure that before you want to agree, think.
You compared it with that of Ngige.
Ngige is a betrayer. To be honest with you, somebody may say it and telling you, not people that stay by the corner will say this and that. The truth in River State.
But the people
having the same issue. You know, people doesn't know discover where the fault is. So if anyone says that we can have agreed with his political godfather, let me fulfill his promises. That's where I am.
So, in other words, you are trying to say that it is better.
That is not God for that reason.
Okay.
They will say God for that reason.
Okay.
Whatever it is, let us not be sitting around the bush. If maybe has destroyed this country, let me be honest with you. Okay. When Barack Obama, let's be honest.
Okay.
Look, gentleman agreement they are started with Japan's integrity. That's my own opinion.
Okay.
Anybody will say no. But to me, it's not somebody you can trust. Thank you, my brother.
Okay, thank you so much for all that we're talking about. In our political space, everything that is going on here.
Good afternoon.
You're welcome.
For people, onye ọ na-amụ weekend
weekend
unalo. Onye ahụ mmasị na
ya gwana ekwuna na mmadụ anọtụrụ ya.
Onye isi anụ ha na-ekwu okwu nke njiga. Mana kedu nke LSD azara iwe kapito ndị sọkọ kọntrol obi ana na-afọ mgbe ahụ ọkwa sịtịcha duto ka ha wee mekọ obi anọ ihe ya na-eme na Rivers State because ihe a na-azụ ihe ahụ ego ndị Rivers State percentage real estate ya ego arụsịta na Rivers State ka nwee ike ọ na-adị mma ife eziokwu onye ihe eziokwu wee ihe ya na-asọpọtụ Buhari ya stand down with the Rivers State ka a ga-asakwa na-akpọtụ nwakọta na Edo State ebe na ka ndị anyị emuzuola ha n'ụlọ ebe obi ndị akọ na-agọ ana m asakọ Buhari akụkụ nke ọnwụ ya stand down grand ya stand down with the Rivers State
mana ịma na ọ sign go peace pact with the president and Wike, and which is now like most people na support Kweketa and Ikikizi against why you were signing such a thing and all of that. Now when I go okay. In few months or checking the speaker, resigned. Kedu ka isi afọ this position na? Okay. Okay. So, well, thank you so much for joining us this evening, man. So, from you, what do you have to say about?
We are doing because this educated in this country.
Okay.
It's very hard.
Yes.
And that was very good enough to withstand that. They know them. You see, the weekend, to me, weekend is an okay for APC. People just people die. They don't know what's happening. Now, look at Buhari. People is the governor. And voted by people, elected by people. Because the democracy is going for a result because I put him. Even if we can put him there, by the governor, and voted by people, elected by people. Because the democracy is going for a result because I put him. Even if we can put him there, my brother is the one there. Those people don't understand. Not weekend is one person. So, tomorrow, Fubara, I'll if I people, one person, the whole thing in the answer. I mean, I can't understand why some people reason. Fubara is something we say to give you. What does we say want to get? It's a governor. That's what I'm telling you.
Okay.
Are you getting my point?
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you. 21 is
Investigation ensues and then some.
So you should be very careful where this is going.
Okay. Yes, welcome, my brother. Okay, Happy New Year. Okay, we're into Kuono, yes.
Governors and
the New Year promises.
Yes. I want to say that Mr. President is gradually running our government.
Why did you say so?
Because I cannot understand why Bakalari. Talking about celebration. But people that are working in when you remove
the federal government released the message like 2 days ago saying
right, I don't have that time to come.
Dropped it at the time, but they said that they have paid all.
I will be very frank with you. The only people that collected their own is the servants have not collected their salary of it. And yet he said that he paid only in November, in September. He paid this because he said he's going
Hello?
to start from September. Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
He said he's going to start from September. And today, he has not paid any other one. He promised student loan. He said he's going to take off in September. He later postponed it to January. And what about all this credit money and all these things that they are talking about? My brother, people are making these things. And that is why I said it. It's running Yahoo government. People, never. Ken will be from New. Sunday from New. Particular popular radio here in Southeast. I really go here by Guzan. I'm not sure if you're not small. What the guy has done with India for us? No, we did not hurt anybody. But now from this guy to go, like go to the station. All couple have worked at the planet where they would cause on a farmer. Come on, data.
I zoom and no otu a onwe ko onwelo time na akpọkọzi and all of that.
I'm just assuming, not that I'm sure.
Okay.
Yes. Then, Jerry, where I saw Rebecca, when I see our features in the money, then, well, people are like, what do I need? Oh, yeah, or 150 million or 150 billion or 50. I think I need something.
Okay.
Yes. Now, the government here, I can believe people say, but I don't want it. And now, people are not saying that maybe you do this. If I were a king, los Nigeria now, whenever we're federal, when federal in Nigeria, they are the wolf on what you go out. You put the guy from Suka, from America, you got 5 days in Amanda. We're in Nigeria, every children goes in with you because of party like you for 40. So, already, now, man, number, on our part of the way, on our part of the way. But you know, I already hate. After all, over a few of the people of Brother Patana, I think Dubai. All of us were enjoying it. The guy who were angry and long, even I get a he said, we are going down. And somebody I don't know that is
Of this. Let's hear from you now. Hello.
I want to say, but a man-made problem, they can't see the number. All man-made problem, I'm a tiny man. And the woman for an auto. They can like to make it one wall in the fire. I don't know what to want to follow your leader, want to follow. I don't know anything. Here you go, now, one of Patana. You have to go to now. Nobody to complain. Only my then will not cook. And they're going to Yahoo. And my young woman, you're going to the minister to 48. One of 48 million, they are all here. I know that is 36. Well, I'm 48.
At the time, we were told in a scrap or yacht. I want.
All the lawyer I made the challenge on that. All the family here, come and hear the food. I actually will not cook. Nobody to complain. I manage when they get here this morning.
Thank you so much for us this evening. Let's hear from you. What do you have to say about all that is going on in our political space? Hello.
Because in English, you don't understand what I'm saying. And because I know most of them understand.
I'm an in Punagani.
Yeah, some of the little and my brother operates a party car and I come up here. Or you're going to go party. I can't move when I did December. This name problem, River salary. The point is, the book APC. I buy salary. This year, the same thing. What you go on? You know, go one day and that man. Commission rules more than infrastructure. They were very fantastic.
Okay.
PDP cop. I'm going to who did run a number of days under PDP and it performed exceptionally well. Abio performed in a whiteboard. Why under PDP started and every new group on the banner who will do all the model will be proved in the quality of non very wrong. Then, okay, come again, no, it's a matter when that money money and they get prayer money along. If you can, if you can now run out of hunger, or not going to find a day is getting back to you at the end. I'm going to find whatever. And the matter is, the guy gets great to take a model. Why didn't we see performance? Why didn't we see people who run and what we expected from them? So why is that now, my brother? This thing, God, and all that the world. And the only gain at the end of this present to the president to the Lord, people cannot just rise up and start protesting. But on that one of it because of one of the capacity to be the president.
So, Mona,
I'm talking to all this man, somebody like that. I can't know. Hand over to you. You will not manage it, and you are promising and selling.
To look into the issue of cutting down the cost of government. Maybe some of these things that is being given to the senators and all of that was not done in the manner it is misplanned by now, or maybe it would be worse, just the way you pictured it. Good evening, my sister. Welcome. Oh.
Thank you.
Because Gavani yes. Okay. My sister, thank you so too. Let's hear from you right about now. Hello.
And the problem I we don't listen to the leaders we are producing today, whether USDC, whether PDP or AFGA, they are all self-centered positions. And when you are looking at it, they targeted you for during the election. Who is targeting who now, my brother?
Okay.
When the Naira is cut again, you allow the history to repeat on itself again. That is irresponsible. So please, my brother.
Okay. Now we've gotten to the spot where we begin that we must believe in our nation and become part of the nation building at the end of the day. And we're talking about it on this platform. Political Views on Ebon at 103.5 FM is part of the nation building when we suggest it right. When we begin to do what Bishop Cooker talked about, talking about the white narratives, and not, looking at it from maybe a myopic point of view, looking at about it as if it doesn't matter what it the way it has to go. Remember, it comes your way 6 o'clock immediately after the Angelus. There will be news, so stick around with us. Don't touch this. Till we meet again, I am Martin Ifeanyi Ekeze. Have a wonderful
Man is a political animal. That's why we all have our views on politics. Political View comes to you at Ebon 103.5 FM with Martin Ifeanyi Ekeze every Monday, 3 o'clock p.m. Today, what are your political views?